And welcome back to round number 3 of our Cup today. Final Cup of Regulation F, final tournament of Regulation F here at Psycho Turtle in Pico Rivera, California. I am Dennis Geisler, joined by Venonette and Lucy Parker. We're going to get into round number 3. Both these players at 2-0, two of the top performers here, and not super surprising when you see the names. It is Everett Filloon and Michael Wagner. Everett with the Indeedee, Iron Crown, Whimsicott, Ogre Pond, Cornerstone, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, and Incineroar, while Michael is running that King Gambit, Regidrago, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Whimsicott, and Hisuian Zoroark.
Not something you see very often.
Not something you see very often, and I like Hisuian Zoroark a lot. It is Life Orb with Protect. It's worth noting ahead of time. I really like Hisuian Zoroark. It's such a fun Pokemon.
Yeah, it's really.
We'll have a lot of opportunities to go, is that Zoroark or not, as the set moves forward, but I'm going to get into this one. Both these players are at 2-0. Another win will put them at 3 wins, which will put them in a very good spot to make top cut. It's going to be the Whimsicott Regidrago, unless, and the Whimsicott Urshifu. Okay, so this already puts things into kind of a silly spot because the Urshifu is faster than Regidrago, but Zoroark is faster than Urshifu.
Yeah.
So I think the Regidrago, if the Zoroark is anyone, it's the Regidrago, but possibly, it could get a pretty hefty chunk off if it's able to get the Tailwind plus probably a Hyper Voice at that point, which still wouldn't be incredible, but it would be a solid chunk.
Single target Terra Blast. Oh wait, no, just Terra Blast probably might do enough. And just like not Terra at all and just go for the normal damage. Yeah, just try to go for as much damage into the Urshifu as possible. We'll see the Tailwind on Everett's side. We will see the Tailwind on Michael's side. We saw Everett's move first. We'll see if that's relevant later on. And Urshifu goes for the U-turn. It is actually Regidrago, I believe. We will see.
I believe probably it's Regidrago. There's the Iron Crown. Yeah, that's Regidrago for sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that that's Regidrago.
Yeah.
And it goes for the Draco into that slot. It'll get
big damage.
It's surprisingly impressive damage, but nowhere near enough. So the Urshifu is able to get out pretty clean, and this is a really good spot for Everett now, because it is a not at all bad spot to click Expanding Force. Ooh, this is the... Is it? Did you pay attention to what booster it was? I guess special attack.
No,
I think it's special attack. You sometimes see the booster speed Calm Mind variants, but I think this was special attack.
This is probably special attack. We'll find out.
See the Indeedee. Yeah, we'll probably see it in a later game. I'll pay attention more later. Don't worry.
Someone's gotta.
Someone's gotta. Whimsicott will switch out, which is kind of dangerous because Whimsicott would actually. Oh no, but it's
not that dangerous.
So actually, very good because Regidrago protects as well. So very clean turn for Michael. Seeing, okay, yeah, this is the play right here, I can get around that, and the thing about this Iron Crown set, one of the main reasons why I really, really like,
the Common Crown?
The reason why I like, Terra, what's it called? Terra Ground on Iron Crown, and the Terra Blast especially, is because you can hit Steel types. Yeah. Otherwise, this thing cannot touch King Gambit.
You do.
It's a miserable matchup.
Yeah, it's...
And now the question is, what do you do? Because not only do you not touch King Gambit, but you also take a ton of damage against King Gambit. We'll see the switch out on the Regidrago. It's the Rillaboom. So it will also overturn the terrain and might allow a Sucker Punch here.
Yeah. Depends on whether or not... Yeah. That. But that... I feel like you just call that and just kowtow it anyways.
Yeah. And the Expanding won't do a lot of damage to Rillaboom. Yeah, under half.
That's pretty decent.
And there's the Kowtow. We'll take... it will take the Indeedee low, but not KO it.
Yeah, since Indeedee usually invests near to max.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that the King Gambit wasn't able to do enough damage there, especially...
It doesn't have a booster.
It is Goggles,
Yeah, it doesn't have any boosting item for it. It might be just not as invested physically.
Makes some sense, but also now we put ourselves in a spot where there's a lot of damage coming, and not a lot of damage coming from Michael's side, and not a lot of damage coming from Everett's side, because again, this Iron Crown just does not do anything against Steel types, and struggles a bit against Rillaboom as well.
Yeah. We did see some decent damage going in with that expanding force, but the grassy terrain just kind of undoes a lot of it over time.
See the Wood Hammer.
Ooh,
that's a really nice chunk to Whimsicott, actually. And the double up. Ooh, the double up. That should certainly pick up the KO.
But unfortunately, that means Indeedee gets to come back in for free.
It does mean Indeedee gets to come back in, but the problem is...
at the cost of the
is that a problem?
No, it really isn't.
Because again, the King Gambit's not taking damage against the Iron Crown.
It is unfortunately taking damage from a potential Urshifu.
Well, and that's the thing then, where, okay, if you switch in the Urshifu, then you're leaving the grassy terrain up.
Yeah.
And you're leaving a couple more options for Michael. I think it has to be the Urshifu, but even then you put yourself in a really annoying spot.
Yeah, because you do not want to take a Grassy Glide. I don't... depending on investments, you might not even live the Glide.
I wonder if the choice is, like, close combat the King Gambit plus switch back in the Indeedee.
Yeah.
But that's still a really miserable play to have to make.
Yeah, especially you will lose your booster.
You will lose your booster. And with this, with the Calm Mind Crowns, a lot of the time they're pretty bulky. They're not necessarily fully invested in special attack in the same way, and so you really need that booster to supplement the damage or a Calm Mind. And I don't think you're getting a Calm Mind up for the remainder of this game. But we're actually going to see...
Urshifu go bye-bye.
Yeah, the Urshifu's actually going to be the one to switch out. We'll see if Michael...
called it?
If he either called it or explicitly did not call it and instead just leaves the King Gambit in. We'll see if the King Gambit switches, basically. The Rillaboom's the one that switches. That's really good for Michael.
Is it Whimsicott or returning Whimsicott?
It's going to be that Whimsicott coming back out.
Oh, wait, no, it's Focusat.
Oh, but we're going to terrastalize the King Gambit. That could be a bit dangerous, actually, for Michael now.
Yes, we have lost... Oh, no, there we go.
We'll have it on one of the two screens at any given time. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But the Expanding Force comes through. Does King Gambit take this?
Yes,
it does,
but he doesn't like it.
Narrowly.
Ooh, helping hand would have...
Ooh, but Kowtow gets to get the pickup on the Iron Crown. And that's really good now because... for Michael, because...
That's a lot of damage gone. And now it's a thing of...
The thing is, it's just... Indeedee's really low, and Urshifu is weak to Rilla. So as long as Indeedee gets picked up here, which Moonblast should do that... Yeah, this game's pretty much over. I guess there is still the Terra available for the Urshifu. I did not realize Everett had not Terra at this point.
I didn't realize either.
But we will see it here. So yeah, as long as the Follow Me is unavailable, there should be enough options for Michael to pick up the win here. Whimsicott will actually just Tailwind, which King Gambit should still be faster. Oh, no, it's not.
King Gambit is...
So that could actually be a little bit dangerous now.
King Gambit is very slow.
King Gambit is very slow. I wasn't sure if it would be able to get there, but King Gambit is very slow.
I think you need a bit of investment in that.
That would make sense.
Indeedee. Dazzling Gleam from Indeedee picking up the Whimsicott.
I feel like that's one of the more dangerous ways Michael could have gone with this, but he should still be able to win this.
Ooh, Regidrago.
Because it is Drago and Rilla. And there should still be pretty doable ways to win this, especially because the Drago, the Tailwind priority is on Michael's side. I think Dragon Energy should get rid of Indeedee here while chipping Urshifu, and High Horsepower should do a lot of damage to Urshifu, and Urshifu should not have a KO on either of these that isn't close. Well, it shouldn't have a KO on either of these because Surging It is banned, so maybe, but that could honestly... It'll depend on how much banned Surging Strikes does to either of these Pokemon, because they are resists. They should have a touch of bulk.
Yeah. Or at least the Rillaboom absolutely does.
The Rillaboom does, and Regidrago has 200 HP, yeah. So there's a Dragon Energy. That's a lot of damage, actually, to the Urshifu.
Yeah.
For like a what, 60% Dragon Energy against the Terra Steel?
Yeah.
And then the high horsepower, it does connect, and that should do it. So that is game 1 for Michael Wagner. I like the game plan there. King Gambit really works against this team.
Yeah.
The only answer is really Urshifu. And even Urshifu's a really awkward answer.
Yeah, because especially because you can just force a situation of a will he, won't he Terra flying to be able to resist a big close combat, and just throwing out sucker punches, or throwing out wicked blow, or I am thinking of the entirely wrong Urshifu. Oh my!
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Throwing out.
What if they made another Urshifu?
Yeah,
like Urshifu, half a strike or something, and it was like, I don't know,
pure fighting.
No, it's got to be like fighting and I don't know,
psychic,
mind strike. He hits you with his mind.
Brain blast.
Hits you with the brain blast.
But yeah, Surging Strikes into the terrifying King Gambit is...
That's got a KO.
Yeah.
But it ends up putting
but it's like
risky.
Yeah, it's like really risky.
And that Corner Pawn is also... Because Corner Pawn doesn't do anything to King Gambit Steel type mode.
Doesn't do a lot here, honestly. I mean, it survives a big hit once.
It also gives... Yeah, it survives a big hit once and also allows to have redirection for some length of time, which is not a bad thing.
But, like, you're going up against Drago and potentially a Zoroark that likes clicking Hyper Voice. That is a lot of spread damage that you cannot redirect.
I do also wonder if Michael will consider bringing out the Zoroark. Probably not, but it would be funny.
I think because of Indeedee, you just kind of can't. Because then you just locked in because your only option in like an Indeedee Crown Lead is clicking Shadow Ball, but you can't even do that if it's and we will see
the same lead here.
What may or may not be Regidrago Whimsicott.
You know what? Maybe it's not the same lead. Maybe it's a Zoroark. So
the world may never know.
Although you do have to keep in mind that Zoroark is, I think, slow. Well, it depends on the Ogerpon. Actually, it's usually slower than Ogerpon.
But this is Cornerstone.
So it depends on how quick this Cornerstone is, and both of these two are air quotes.
Those are both Whimsicott. That's a Whimsicott.
Yeah, Whimsicott is definitely Whimsicott, and then Ivy Cudgel comes through. It is faster, and I do believe that is Zoroark. I don't think that did a whole lot.
It showed up and looked
Poor Zoroark. So that puts Michael in a bit of a strange spot.
And you know what? That answers our question of which is faster between the Zoroark and the Ogerpon.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ogerpon's generally going to be... You don't have to be super slow, but you do have to be kind of slow to not be faster. And now, this puts Michael in kind of a weird spot.
Yeah, he's really on the back foot now. That's like... That was... not a great turn for Michael.
It was, in fact, a pretty bad turn. Potentially a game-losing one, because you really now need... Like, I don't know how you do damage to Whimsicott now.
Yeah.
The others are doable, potentially, with big enough Dragon Energies, but the Whimsicott obviously cannot be hit by that, nor can it really be hit that strongly by Earth Power. We're going to see the Terra Steel Regidrago, as makes sense. With the funny sideways hat. Regidrago's the funniest guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss seeing that Terra hat. That's the one thing I'm gonna miss.
I'm gonna miss seeing that.
Ooh. Michael, so the Whimsicotts
speed tied.
The Whimsicotts are speed tied now, and that Encore went first. They both went for Encore into each other.
That's awesome.
And
here comes the Ivy Cudgel.
Shouldn't do a ton of damage, So Dragon Energy will still get off. It'll probably bring.
I mean, it breaks
very
no
low.
What,
yeah. And now the question is,
what happened?
What do?
Yeah. So, you can't really. Another.
Because Whimsicott kind of needs to switch out, but you don't really want to switch it out right now.
Yeah. And I think if you leave, Ogrepon might just take do another Ivy Cudgel, and then
the problem is at this point you can just kind of Moonblast the Ogrepon at this
just
point.
like Protect or maybe Earth Power even just just to like call potential swaps and stuff.
Because there's the Spiky Shield, so it will mean that Incineroar takes a fat chunk from Dragon Energy.
Yeah.
But maybe not that fat, given that there is a bit of chip down, and it is Assault Vest.
Yeah. This is considerably not as strong. Yeah,
that's not bad.
It's not. Yeah.
I don't know if a second one will do it.
No.
If it was single target,
yeah.
If it was single target, yeah. Given that would be plausible, given this current board setup. But also the Fake Out is now available, and that's the concern.
Yeah.
Ogrepon's going to switch out. And this is Everett trying to kind of play the balance game a little bit here, getting the Whimsicott in on a Protect turn. Ooh, but actually no Protects coming out, just attacks.
No Fake Out
gets
either.
hit by the, no Fake Out either. So really aggressive plays from both these players, but not enough to KO.
Unfortunately, I think it is now a trade.
Oh, and that is really tough for Michael, because you really need to not be trading Mons when you are already behind.
Yeah, I mean, you trade...
actually, I'm looking at the board state now. Maybe this is doable.
But you're giving up the Incineroar, or you're...
Because looking at the remaining Mons on either side, I think Michael might have a shot at this.
Yeah.
Because Incineroar is gone now. The Tailwinds are down, but both Whimsicotts are still standing. But now, I mean, you look at...
Tide.
Yeah, and Speed Tide, so that's its own chaos.
That's its
and
own
Michaels is not able to switch out as well, so... You're going to see Rillaboom the Unrivaled against the Ogrepon. So Grassy Surge is also available now for a little bit of regenerating HP.
Yeah.
And will also boost that power-up damage a little bit. I love the very... I like Power Whip on Ogrepon. I think that's one of the funnier ones you can pick. Just saying, I'm not going to miss, actually.
The higher damage.
It is equal damage to Woodhammer, but is not guaranteed to hit like Woodhammer.
But you don't take the recoil like Woodhammer. So.
But you don't take the recoil, so it's better.
That's how that works. Yeah.
It is. It's true. What will the choice be here? Fake Out is also available from Michael's side and is not used. Tailwind gets down. We'll see if Michael tried to match. No, just going for the Grassy Glide into the Ogrepon, getting the KO.
Yeah.
This is pretty good for Michael right now. His Moonblast will also break the Whimsicott sash.
It's a pretty good chunk, too.
The question is, what can this Urshifu do? Terra is probably the answer. I forgot again that he had Terra available. I'm already getting ready for Champions, and I'm like, oh, Terra's not in the game. You can't do that.
And now you can just lock the Rillaboom into Grassy Glide, and...
You can indeed lock the Rillaboom into Grassy Glide. But also, this could get kind of weird. Because also the Whimsicott could drop here.
No,
the other Whimsicott goes for it.
Did Michael set up a matching... Does Michael have a matching Tailwind?
No. I'm just saying, like...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Moonblast could just KO the other Whimsicott. We will get that Terra Steel. Encore locks the Rillaboom into Grassy Glide. Let's see it glide the... Ooh, goes for the U-turn, so that means it was not locking into Glide. U-turn did do a lot of damage there. Moonblast does pick up the Whimsicott.
And now it's...
And now, we're getting weird with it.
Yeah.
We'll see how much Grassy Glide does. It is still in terrain.
No.
Oh, wow, that did nothing at all.
That's not That's not great damage.
It is not great damage at all. This is interesting. I don't think...
Maybe nice.
It'll depend on how much Moonblast does, I guess. We'll see Grassy Glide come through. It's a chunk. It's not no damage. U-turn comes through and takes out the Rillaboom.
I don't think this Moonblast damages.
Let's go Whimsicott.
Oh.
That's not bad damage.
Yeah, but
2 more should do it.
But the question is, can Whimsicott...
Does it have the opportunity to use 2 more is the question.
I think it does because of Sash.
It does, yeah, it does have the Sash available. Ooh, that's a really interesting range, too. Oh, this might come down to a very narrow... is Tailwind expiring this turn? That's the question. Tailwind expired! So the Whimsicott should be faster! And that is it! Michael Wagner timing out his turns perfectly, getting the perfect amount of damage, and picking up the 2-0 victory.
What an ending! That
was a fun one. It was really close. I really like what Everett went for there. The U-turn was a ton of damage into the Rillaboom, and would have had the Whimsicott in 2. It just didn't do enough damage for the amount of damage that was coming into him. It's so close. So that'll put Michael at 3-0, putting him in a great spot to top cut later.
Everett's still
2-1, very much still in it as well, even for 4-1, which is the guarantee.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with round number 4, getting close to the end of this one. Don't go anywhere.